Garden. I'm Avalon.
And I'm Ray.
And we're here with Throne of Glass DLC. Because our lives weren't cursed enough.
The DLC edition.
Now, we are skipping the acknowledgements because that's talking about, like, real people and personal relationships of the author that we just don't want to touch.
It feels like as much as we dislike this book, we don't want to snark over acknowledgements.
Yeah, I'm sure these people are well-meaning and did their best.
I only called out the editor because
the editor was directly involved in this. But like all the family members and fans and stuff, like no,
we're not gonna do that.
No, we're not gonna do that. So, if you want to read the acknowledgements for some reason, you're just gonna have to get your own copy. But what we do have is a Throne of Glass pronunciation guide. It is very short. That name in the last chapter that gave me so much trouble is not here. So it's titled Selena Sardothian, and then phonetically spelled out Selena Sardothian. But they're not using the schwa, so I can only assume it's Selena. Okay, I'm not going to be a bastard about it, because I don't have the schwa in my pronunciation guide either.
Yeah, Selena, like with the UH would be correct for Selena. So it's Selena.
It is, oh, yeah, you're right.
Selena.
Selena.
Nah.
Selena.
Nah.
Yeah.
Selena.
Selena.
It sounds like she's from LA.
Selena. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyway.
I don't know who that is, but that's the hottest man I've ever seen in my life. Let's put a pin in that.
Let's put a pin in that.
I love Pedro Pascal. Okay, so characters. And I'm just gonna read it as much as I can. I'm sure it's meant to be the schwa, because there is no way that it's Selena over Selena. That's just simply not how
Selena
that would be pronounced, but that's what it says. So
we're gonna say them how it's written.
Yep. Selena Sardothian. And also, there is no
there's no emphasis.
There's no emphasis on any of the syllables.
There's no bold or anything. So
yeah,
it's emphasis on all syllables.
Yeah. Kal Westphal.
Well, fall, I guess.
Fall, yeah. Okay, I'll go. That's fine. Fall. Kal Westphal.
Kal. Like ALL.
I guess Kal Westphal.
Like Selena makes sense because it's NAH when you say na to something. Like nah.
Selena. Dor En have Ilyard.
Mm-hmm.
But again.
Oh wait, there's the last name.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're talking about. Oh, okay. I forgot that Nehemiah's last name was that, so she's talking about she doesn't want bad things to happen to Nehemiah's family. Okay. Wow. Way to make that clear in your final chapter.
Yeah, I don't remember Nehemiah's last name ever being dropped before that.
Yeah, was it?
Was it? I don't know.
Okay, but Havel Ilyard is... Yeah, okay, I guess...
Have
Ilyard, yeah. Because I want to be a bitch and say Havilyard, because...
Yeah, but it's like...
In pronunciation guides, you don't just say the word the way the word is spelled.
A lot of these pronunciations are like, oh, here is a word in English.
That matches. But that's not how you write pronunciation guides.
Yeah, it's not. There's no, like...
Again...
There's no intonation marks, or like, if it's a long vowel or a short vowel, anything like that. It's literally just breaking down the names.
In English words.
Kind of.
And that's not how you write a pronunciation guide. And I will grant, my pronunciation guide that I've been writing for Stellar Eclipse is not perfect. I'm really bad with special characters. I
Mhm.
don't include the schwa. But what I did include at the beginning was here's the letter. Here is how we are spelling out the sound that it makes.
Mhm.
And it is pronounced as in the word this.
Yeah.
So, like, if it's the ah sound, it's, A for ah. AH is how we're going to spell it when we're doing the pronunciation guide. And it is pronounced as in bat. So everyone knows when they see the A and they see the AH that it's the ah sound. Yeah. I'm still kind of redoing all of that because I have a better understanding of linguistics and how language works since I became a teacher and I literally teach it. That's a really good, reference point to have. But so this like strikes a particular chord with me, and it's something so nitpicky, and I feel like such a petty bitch for getting all twisted up over it. But like, if you're gonna have a pronunciation guide,
at least do it right.
Do it right. Because if it's Havilliard, it should just be HAV. Because if you add the silent E that's in the word have, but we don't pronounce the word have, have.
Yeah.
Like when you look in the dictionary at the word have, there's a phonetics guide, and they, this is in the dictionary.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It would just be like H soft A V.
Yeah. Anywho, Nehemia Yetger. I don't know, because it's the way it's spelled is Ytger. Okay, so we have yet, and then the ger is Gerre.
Yetger.
This does not clarify to me how to pronounce this.
Yeah.
Because it could be ger, it could be ger. Like, do you roll the R? Gear, like,
yeah.
Caltain Rompier. Okay, at least that,
Lady Catherine.
Yeah, but at least that actually follows.
Yeah, Rompier.
Caltain
Rompier.
Rompier. There's no misunderstanding you could have in pronouncing that, and it is using the French, because her name is spelled Rompier. But it's Rompier. So it's like, okay, this is a French-styled name. It's using French linguistics to pronounce.
Okay, but like, is she the only person that has a French-styled name in this whole book?
Yep.
It's so weird.
Arrow Ben. So Arrow Ben, not Arabin. Why do you spell it with Bynn then? Arrow Ben Hemmel. So it's not Hamel.
It's Hemmel.
Hemmel.
Okay.
Why?
I don't know.
Elentia.
Elentia?
Elentia. Okay. Are any other... I feel like there are more people. What, you're not going to tell me how to pronounce Kane or Parrington?
Whatever.
Places. What I have been saying is Elway is Eelway.
Okay.
What I have been saying is Airly is Aerelia.
Okay.
Terracen. Okay, I've got that one right. Adarlen.
So
Adarlen.
So like,
but where's the? Is it Adarlen, as I've been saying, or is it Adarlen, or is it Adarlen? There's no
and even
emphasis.
Then you kind of you do the meld of the, so it's Adarlen instead of Adarlen.
Yeah. Oh wait, nope, never mind. Endovier, you would think with Altain Rompier, you would think it would be Endovier, because French. No, it is Endovier. Orinth. Aniel. Aniel.
Aniel.
Okay, well, is it Aniel or Aniel? Because it's N-I-E. But that could make I or E.
N-I-E generally is Nye. Aniel. Whatever.
Because if it was Aniel, then you do N-E-E.
Yeah.
Typically, if you're trying to write an English pronunciation.
Yeah.
Melisande.
Wendlin.
And others. Word
is word.
Word, and word marks is word marks. There's just a Y instead of an O to make it more magical, I guess. Okay, my personal pet peeves aside, that's probably the shortest part of this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The captain and the prince.
Oh, sweet. We're going to have the gay sex now.
Shipbait.
Oh, if only.
In this brand new, never before published scene, Kaol and Dorian discuss the deadly competition that awaits in Throne of Glass. There's a special assassin they've heard of, but no one knows if she's fit for the grueling task, or if she's even alive for that matter.
Oh, it's like a prequel.
Yeah, it's a little
short.
Yeah. Their only option is to travel to the salt mines and find out.
This is gonna happen it all takes place in their bed. In my mind palace, that's what's going on.
God, it's long. Okay. Here we go. Dorian Havilyard stood at the window of his tower bedroom, leaning out as far as he dared to catch just a breath of wind on his face.
Kaol's in the bed.
In the distance, the emerald roofs of Rifthold sizzled. Yeah, how come Rifthold's not in the place's pronunciation? Is it Rifthold or Rifthold?
I don't know.
Sizzled in the late summer sun, and beyond them, the foothills rolled toward the storm clouds gathering on the western horizon. The rain would be a relief. It had been 3 weeks of stifling heat, 2 weeks without a whisper of wind off the Avery, and the reek from the rotting city had now reached even the highest spires of the glass castle. The stench of baking filth was so bad that most of his father's court had left, either for the sea or for the north, or both. The heat made the endless string of council meetings and state dinners unbearable, even when encircled by servants fanning them with palm fronds imported from, Eelway.
Why don't they have fucking fans?
If the miserable heat wasn't enough, the topic of those meetings made Dorian's temper fray. Wiping the sweat from his brow on the back of a hand, Dorian shoved up the sleeves of his white shirt to his elbows and faced the captain of the guard.
He's in his bed. He's got his like sweaty, like slightly see-through shirt on.
Oh no, it's hot. We better
take all our clothes off.
It's just us two guys here after all. Kaol, who had been reading some document or report or other on the couch.
I'm sorry, what was his name?
Kaol was what we decided.
Yeah, but according to the pronunciation guide.
Kaol.
Whatever.
Because all would be like A-W-L.
Yeah.
Or something. But anyway. Kaol, who had been reading some document or report or other on the couch by the unlit fireplace, looked up. Well? I'm still thinking about it, Dorian said. No, that's going to take a while.
He's like in here doing his work, like just kind of lounging around, just guys being bros.
Dorian said, going to the oak table that once had been intended for dining, but was now covered in ever-growing stacks of books and papers. Mood.
Yeah, he just straight up like lives in there.
Mood.
Gay.
Your father wanted your decision yesterday. No hint of aggression or condescension, just worry. Kaol was always worrying, even if he rarely showed it. No, even in the heat, Kaol was still wearing his black uniform, still looking crisp and alert and ready to face any threat.
Ready to fuck.
Until he has to kill a guy, in which case he will be useless. This contest, Dorian spat the word, is absurd. Yeah. A waste of gold, a waste of time, a waste of men's lives. He reached for the pitcher of water wedged between two piles of books and poured himself and Kaol each a glass. I don't even understand why he needs a so-called champion when he has you and your men. Plus the gods know how many shady people working for him. Kaol set down the papers as Dorian handed him the glass, but frowned. The other councilmen have already selected their champions.
He's not going to answer it because even he's just like, yeah, it's kind of a plot hole. Anyway.
Whether you want to or not, your father's competition will happen. Kale drummed his fingers on the worn fabric of the back of the couch. If you refuse to play, it will make a statement. A flash of bronze eyes. And I don't think it's the kind of statement you want to make right now. Kale knew, had always known, about Dorian's tumultuous relationship with his father. Dorian had never been outright rebellious, perhaps because Kale was usually there to subtly interfere, to keep Dorian from saying or doing something he'd later regret. But each year, each month, each goddamn day, it was getting harder and harder to submit. Unless he's submitting to Kale.
It's just gonna be this, guys. It's just gonna be us making gay jokes the entire time.
Listen, this book is so aggressively heterosexual, we need this, okay?
Yeah.
We're gay and we're allowed. Baby, little girl, where should we be? I hear her little jingle collar. She's coming.
I heard there was gays here.
Hi, baby.
We're the homosexuals.
It's just us, Winnie. You're regular homosexuals.
Oh.
Why are you disappointed, baby?
What a new homosexual.
Were you hoping it would be Sigurd?
Sigurd's not gay. He has a wife.
That doesn't mean he's not gay, Winnie.
He has a wife that he loves very much.
He could still be bi or pan, Winnie.
Yeah, true.
Hi, baby girl. Oh, you're so cute. We're supposed to be in bed, huh? He's saying it's bedtime.
Yeah,
Oh, don't worry.
Not yet.
Your parents just need to finish reading this awful book. That's a good girl. Oh, she's so sweet. Oh. Okay, all right. I'm better now. That helped.
That saved me.
He didn't know why exactly. He'd never seen one of those far-off battlefields where his father's army still fought to quell any rebel uprisings, had never seen the labor camps at Calicola or Endovier, had never even been in one of his father's interrogation chambers, hidden away in Rifthold. Dorian didn't support the rebels, didn't want to be a part of anyone's rebellion, but perhaps it was just that he was as much a slave to the crown as the rest of the continent. I'm so sad for you. Oh, the poor rich white boy. Oh, he's being oppressed because he can't do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Not you, Winnie. Not you, Winnie. I say that and she just starts rubbing against my leg like,
baby.
yeah,
I'm the baby.
Yeah,
It's me.
Winnie.
Not a single thought.
0% brain cells. Just fluff and stuff in there. You're just the stuffed animal that someone wished to life, huh? Yeah. It was me. I wished her to life. Anyway. So yeah, I don't want to do anything to fix the situation, but I'm sad because it kind of affects me in some way. I'm not being murdered or having my rights stripped or being locked in an interrogation cell away from my family, but I feel bad. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Dorian.
Dorian took a long sip of his water. It was already warm. If I'm going to be press-ganged into this competition, Dorian mused, more to himself than to his boyfriend, then I want to win. Oh, he's so sad. He's being forced to be a part of a competition. He has to pick a champion. Oh no. That must be so fucking hard for you. People are dying, Dorian. Kale nodded as if he'd been expecting it, which wasn't surprising at all, nor were the captain's next words. I have a list of possible champions we could approach. They're so married. That's some shit you would
anyway,
do.
I got a list for you. You can just look over the list.
Don't worry, baby, I got you.
I got you a list.
Dorian finished his water. Who? Kale rattled off 4 names, 3 of them soldiers of some notoriety, and 1 a mercenary Kale had worked with in years past. But Dorian shook his head. No, they're too ordinary. He needs a special champion. The other councilmen had picked soldiers and mercenaries and thieves, and if Dorian couldn't make a statement to his father by refusing to participate, then perhaps... He went back to the open window to study Rifthold, as if he could see every person and creature winding through the city. He'd never been allowed to roam Rifthold on his own, and the last time he'd had a night out had been a year ago. The party at the riverfront estate remained the most lavish Dorian had ever seen, and Chaol had nearly lost his position when his father learned, who had actually been at the party. Wealthy rebels from the kingdom of Melisand, courtesans from the finest brothel in Aderlin.
A darlin.
Yeah, a darlin, sorry. And mixed in with them all had been thieves, mercenaries, and assassins. Not just any assassin, gods above, but Eroben Hemel, king of the assassins, and his cabal of notorious killers. How are we feeling about the use of the word cabal here? Feel like that's a pretty outdated and kind of term.
I mean, it's still fairly commonly used in fantasy.
Yeah. Dorian had unwittingly danced and drank with them all, and Chaol, who had been told the estate belonged to the visiting emissary from Melisand, had let him remain there for hours. No one had known who either of them were, thanks to the masks they'd donned at another party earlier that night, but even now Dorian couldn't suppress a chill at the thought of whom he might have been dancing with, whom he might have clinked glasses with. Oh, you had to mix with the wabble? Oh, poor baby. Oh, what's that for you? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Because your father definitely doesn't know any of those people. Definitely hasn't hired contract killers to take out political enemies.
Anyway.
How did Chaol not lose his position for this? I'm more interested in that. For a heartbeat, Dorian could have sworn he felt a cool northern wind on his face, faintly scented with pine and snow. Ah, it's the magical wind to give him the idea. He leaned his head out the window, trying to catch some more of it, but only the relentless beating sunshine greeted him. He loosed a sigh and again studied the city. Eroben Hemel would be a good champion, but the man had no incentive to participate. They probably wouldn't even be able to find him, or come out of that meeting alive. Money. The incentive is money.
But then again, I guess he's like the king of the assassins, so he probably has a great deal of money already.
It's true. But Phoebe Halliwell, Dorian murmured. What? Dorian turned from the window.
Isn't that the chick from Charmed?
Dorian turned from the window to find Chaol approaching him. Phoebe Halliwell. Chaol just stared at him with narrowed brows. Your brows do not narrow.
Narrowed.
His eyebrow hairs leaped off like
Narrowed
knitted brows.
Yeah, like this reminds me of the fucking
his eyebrows widened.
His eyebrows widened. That's not what they do.
That's not what's happened. Eyes narrow.
Eyes narrow.
Brows knit.
Yes. Narrowed brows. His eyebrows got slightly thinner.
Oh no. He doesn't have a full brow anymore.
Oh man.
If the men find out we can shapeshift, they're going to tell the truth. Oh. He just wiped that shit off. It had been almost a year since the infamous assassin had been captured, tried, and sentenced to a lifetime of labor in the salt mines of Endovier. Dorian...
Hasn't it been a year already? Instead of almost a year? It's been a year, right?
Well, it's summertime, and they get her in, like, the fall, I think. So,
yeah,
there's a little time. There's a little time. Dorian and Chaol had been in the seaside town of Suria when it happened, and though they'd raced back to Rifthold, by the time they'd returned, she was gone. I thought they didn't know she was a woman in the start of the book. I thought that was like you're just a girl. Like, I thought that was a whole thing that they went through.
I assumed that was like her age or whatever.
Yeah. The guards who had watched her had all been conveniently reassigned to border outposts, and his father had sealed each and every document regarding her capture, or anything about her. Even the papers had little information, save for a list of victims and her punishment. They didn't even know how old she was. Oh, okay. So maybe it is the age thing.
Yeah.
No, Kaol said, quietly but laced with a building temper. Dorian angled his head. Rumor claimed Halliwell was the best. Who better to be my father's champion? Besides, I heard she was pretty, too, he grinned. Why not have something pleasant to look at during the competition? She's been in Endovier for a year, Dorian. I doubt she's much to look at. In fact, she's probably dead. Dorian might have ignored it had Kaol not spoken so calmly, so clearly. Tell me what you know, Dorian said. Oh, Kaol was definitely hiding something. She's probably dead, Kaol repeated and crossed his arms. They had fought before, many times, and in this horrible heat, Dorian shoved his own temper down. No. Get mad. Get mad. Rip each other's clothes off. Make out sloppy.
Angry makeouts. Fuck like animals.
Tell me. Kaol gave him a pinning stare, one he usually reserved for his men. Oh? Dorian refused to break it, and in turn gave him the gloriously bored stare he reserved for sycophantic councilmen. After a moment, Kaol sighed through his nose and said, I've made a few inquiries over the past year to Endovier. They have all gone unanswered. A flicker of anger and concern in his eyes. If my father had all the documents about her capture and trial locked away, then he probably gave an order for all inquiries about her to be ignored. The question is why, though? Dorian shook his head. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe
she's the lost princess or whatever the fuck.
Because she's special. Maybe whoever, whatever she is, threatens him or undermines him in some way. Like being part fairy, probably. He glanced again to the window, to the land beyond the city, and smiled slightly. And if no one will answer your letters, then perhaps we should just go and see for ourselves if she's alive or not. And if she's still capable of work. Dorian grimaced. After a year in a place like Endovier, it'd be a miracle if she still breathed. He hadn't even considered the damage to her body. I'm sure a few months of good food and exercise will help her recover.
No!
It's just a bar fight. That won't mean anything if she's broken in other ways. You mean if she's still sane. A half-smile edged with no little amount of disgust. If she was even sane to begin with.
Oh my god.
In order to be a contract killer, you kind of have to be. Silence fell, and Dorian had another glass of water. But if Halliwell was sane, if she wasn't yet broken, if she was still alive... Endovier is 2 weeks away, Kaol said slowly. Not an easy journey to make, or a safe one. It's right on Terrason's border, and the rebels have been restless all summer. I'm going with you, so don't even start trying to convince me to stay here. Dorian couldn't keep the snap from his voice. Gods, just the thought of getting out of the castle, getting away from his father, even for a month. Kaol held up his hands. It's my job to at least attempt to keep you safe. And even if I say yes to your accompanying me, your father still has to agree, and I'll have some conditions of my own. Dorian rolled his eyes.
We get to sleep in the same bed all the time.
We gotta sleep in the same tent. Dorian rolled his eyes. He might as well be living in the royal nursery. Leave my father to me. That's what I'm worried about. Dorian opened his mouth to object, but found a faint smirk on Kaol's face. Perhaps the captain wanted to get out of the castle for a while, too. Somewhere they could be alone. I wish I wasn't adding that.
Oh my gosh, that's actually in there?
No. I'm adding it.
Please.
So you're really not going to
believe.
So you're really not going to put up a fight about hunting down Halliwell? I've learned to pick my battles with you. He studied his friend. Let's hear your conditions, then. Kaol's smile faded, and he took a seat on the back of the couch. We'll travel with my men picked by me. Dorian nodded. That was fine.
The men that I picked. The men that are under me. My men.
The men belonging to me. Kaol's men. The men specifically chosen by Kaol.
Yeah.
That was fine, and smart if Terrason's rebels were indeed restless. There's rebels in Terrason? We've only heard about the rebels in Eelway. What the fuck do you mean there's rebels in Terrason?
There's rebels everywhere.
This journey might be your idea, but I'll be the one leading it. Dorian tensed a bit at that, but nodded again. And, Kale added, when we get to Endovier, if I think it's too dangerous to take her out of the mines, then you'll yield. Dorian straightened. So you get final say about whether she's suitable? A terse nod. I'm not questioning your judgment. Oh, I think all your conditions say quite the opposite. A flash of ire, then a shake of his head. I'm not going to get into an argument with you about it. If you don't like the terms, then pick another champion. What Kale didn't need to say was that if he refused to escort him, no other guards would dare cross the captain's orders to bring Dorian to Endovier. And Kale also wasn't above going to Dorian's father to ensure that his order became a royal command. Dorian gritted his teeth. Those aren't unreasonable demands, he admitted. But, in regard to Hollywell's suitability, Kale stilled. We'll decide together. As husbands. They gotta go to the shelter and pick out their dog together.
And, you know, Kale's gotta have the final say, because he's gonna be the one feeding it and walking it and shit like that, you know?
Kale loosed a breath, then another, judging, weighing, calculating. When Kale had that contemplative look on his face, it was impossible to tell what he'd decide, and impossible to look away from the pout of his lips.
You're just messing with
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you.
Stop bringing up my hopes.
Isn't it great, though? I'm getting pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Keeping Dorian and this castle safe was his first priority, but Dorian knew that he also considered their friendship to be almost as important, and their relationship, to be almost as important, and sometimes weighed it in his decisions. Even if, as it had last year...
What happened last year?
It sometimes got him the party.
Oh.
No, this sentence. Even if, as it had last year, it sometimes got him in trouble. Oh, okay. All right. That's fine, okay. Actually. That reads. Yeah. But Kale sighed a third time and said, fine. We'll decide if she's fit to participate together. But,
as husbands,
Dorian groaned, promise you'll not let your desire to needle your father cloud your judgment. I wouldn't. A pointed look. Dorian lifted his eyes to the stone ceiling. Fine, I promise. Kale finished off the jug of water, and both of them approached the window to stare out across the sweeping city. If they fucking go to this window to stare out at the city one more fucking time. The captain of the guard rapped his knuckles against the stone window ledge. To Endovier, then. If my father says yes, Dorian added, already wondering how he could approach the king about it. I have a feeling you'll find a way to convince him, Kale said, a hint of a smile in his voice. Thunder grumbled in the distance, and the cloud sweeping closer, and Dorian could have sworn he heard all of Rifthold's sigh in relief. He again wiped the sweat from his brow and grinned. To Endovier, then. Endovier. Aren't you so glad we got that bonus content? Didn't that add so much context and characterization?
At least it was gay.
And now, a conversation with Sarah J. Maas. I'm not doing a silly voice because, as much as I despise her writing, she is a real person.
Yeah.
I would feel bad doing it, and this is about my feelings, so I'm not doing the silly voice.
Okay, I'll ask the questions then.
Okay.
What inspired you to write Throne of Glass?
I actually got the idea when I was in high school. You don't fucking say. I'm a huge Disney fan. You don't fucking say. And movie soundtrack geek, and one night I found myself listening to the Cinderella score. The music that accompanies Cinderella fleeing the ball is pretty dark and intense. And I wound up thinking that the music would be better suited if Cinderella had done something truly bad, like steal from the prince. Or worse, what if she was an assassin who had just tried to kill the prince? I wish this was the plot you had gone with. And from there, all the other questions arose. Who was this Cinderella/assassin, and where had she come from? Who sent her to kill the prince? Why did they send her? And what would happen to her now? Thus, Selena Sardothian and Throne of Glass were born. Asking those questions made me realize there was a massive story to be told prior to the fateful ball. Entire books, actually. And you didn't write it. Nowadays, Throne of Glass has become more than an original more of an original epic fantasy than a Cinderella retelling, but you can still find a few nods to the legend here and there.
Cinderella isn't a legend. Cinderella is a fairy tale. Different. Legend implies some kind of religious context.
Anyway.
I
hate... There was so much to do here. Like...
And then you did nothing.
Like, that concept that you just described is not in this book.
Anyway, 2. What was your writing process for Throne of Glass like?
Well, it took me over 10 years to go from first draft to published book, and during that time my writing process changed a lot. Because I was writing Throne of Glass throughout high school and college, I usually wrote whenever I could steal time, between classes, after homework, on vacations. Right? Nothing wrong with this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I'm a full-time writer, my writing process is far more structured and usually centered on deadlines. But no matter what my process might be like, when it comes to actually writing the books, it's always been about the characters for me.
Yeah?
Really?
You sure about that?
I usually have a vague plot in mind. Okay, that tracks. But the characters sometimes take me in wildly different directions. I like to let them lead me wherever they want to go. I would vibe with this answer if the characters had strong characterization one way or the other, or any motivation, drive.
Consistent characterization. Because from chapter to chapter, sometimes they can have characterization. It just has nothing to do with their previous characterization.
Yeah, and also, in order for your characters to lead you, they have to be proactive in trying to accomplish things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for character-driven writing. I'm more of a character writer/reader, personally. But the characters and the plot need to at least work together.
Who do you personally identify with in Throne of Glass? 3 guesses.
3 guesses.
First 2 don't count.
You know, I think most of the characters have a little kernel of me in them. It's a cliche, but it's true. But I'd probably have to say Selena, if only because I've been writing her character for so long, and I feel like my own journey from adolescence to adulthood is woven between the words of her story. I also gave her a few of my personal likes and dislikes. Her love for music, books, and eating, for example.
I've gotten really...
I'm not like other girls.
I've gotten really into eating recently. I think I can go pro.
So I suppose I identify with her on that level, too. We're gonna ignore the fact that there's a variant cover of this book with a picture of supposedly Selena on it that looks almost exactly like the author photo that's included in that same edition. We just won't mention that.
Besides Selena, who else would you want on your side in a deadly competition?
Such a hard question. In terms of fighting abilities, I'd say Éowyn from The Lord of the Rings. I thought we were talking about... The implication to me was pick a character from this book, but okay, Éowyn from Lord of the Rings, we'll take it. That's a pretty good one.
Mm-hmm.
The showdown between her and the Witch King still gives me chills whenever I think about it. But skills aside, I'd also want Scarlett O'Hara.
Scarlett O'Hara? From Gone with the Wind?
She's ruthless, cunning, and will stop at nothing to get what she wants, and to survive. And I totally wouldn't object to also having Sabriel from Garth Nix's Sabriel. Oh, okay, didn't expect that one. Don't know if I would want Sabriel with me in a deadly competition, though. I'm not sure her skill set fits with that.
I'm just like, really? Scarlett O'Hara? Like, in a deadly competition. She would sell you up the river.
So you're saying
she specifically works to preserve herself. Like, throughout the entirety of Gone with the Wind, and we're not even going to get into the fact that she's
like the rest of it.
She's like, you know, Gone with the Wind. In a deadly competition, she would absolutely sell you out if it meant saving herself.
Like, even the qualities that she just described here, she's ruthless, cunning, and will stop at nothing to get what she wants and survive. Those are all reasons that you should not want her on your team.
She doesn't do teams well. If you've watched Gone with the Wind.
Or, presumably read it.
But
who's read Gone with the Wind?
If
If you've read Gone with the Wind, put it in comments. I haven't even seen the movie. I know it's like a classic. I know it's supposed to be like a really good movie.
It's classic and it's long, and there's definitely some things in it that
there's some elements to that story that
like the fact that it became a classic always kind of bugged me, because there's definitely some lost causey tones in Gone with the Wind that, you know, it's like the cinematography is great. It is not a comfortable movie to watch, not because, oh, like, you know, it's upsetting, but because you can definitely tell that there were some sympathies. Yeah.
I imagine it's a little bit like that TikTok compilation we watched the other night where it was about vintage fashion.
No, let's not get into it.
Yeah.
But, because, you know, it's...
Okay. So...
I'm here for the... The only way I can ever really get through Gone with the Wind is to just kind of disassociate and focus on the cinematography and the costuming. And that's it.
So what I'm understanding is I don't need to see Gone with the Wind.
You don't need to see Gone with the Wind.
Especially as a history major, I don't need to see Gone with the Wind.
It's a history major. You already know what happens in Gone with the Wind.
Yeah. Okay, so Scarlett O'Hara is a choice.
A choice.
Sabriel
is a choice.
Interesting. I don't think that Sabriel is a very interesting character. She is very unusual in the realm of YA fantasy heroines. I don't see how her in a deadly competition would be a good mix. Buffy Summers from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, obviously. Ripley from the Alien franchise. Fucking finally, here we go. The Bride from Kill Bill.
All right.
Lyra from the Golden Compass.
I never read the Golden Compass, so I'll assume she's the main character.
Yeah, no, she's a solid choice. She'd be a good pick. And Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, of course. So all the I'm a Bookish Girl characters, except for, like...
The Bride and Buffy and Ripley.
Ripley, yeah. Okay. You got some good choices, but also you have Scarlett O'Hara. Oh, okay.
Honestly, like, if you're gonna choose anyone from the Harry Potter series, why Hermione Granger specifically? Why not McGonagall?
Yeah, put
if you're like,
on McGonagall's name.
She seems to have a thing where it's like specifically female characters, and I'm like, okay, fine, for the girlies, rah rah. McGonagall would be.
McGonagall would kick Hermione's ass.
Yeah,
like
Hermione is a teenager still in school, still learning her magic. She's very smart and talented, yes, but.
Well, and even then, Hermione is not a quick-on-her-feet type thinker. She's methodical in her methods. Like,
she wouldn't...
All the impressive feats of magic that Hermione pulls off in the... I'm going to use my fucking encyclopedic knowledge of Harry Potter for good here for just a second.
We never see her in duels.
She doesn't duel specifically. All the impressive feats of magic that we see Hermione accomplish are things that take a long time to accomplish, like the polyjuice potion, the hex on the Dumbledore's army paper, the research into the basilisk. These are all things that are slow and take time. That's what she's good at. In a deadly competition, Ron would be better because Ron has just the natural, intuitive,
he's intuitive. He's not
like Harry Potter fans before my fandom before it imploded would even point out some of the acting details in the movie where Harry, Hermione, and Ron all hold their wands in very specific ways when they're casting, and Ron is already casting from the time he draws his wand from his hip so that the spell is ready to go by the time it's aimed, whereas the other two aim first and then enchant.
Because Ron has just
Ron has the intuitive,
the natural affinity for magic because he has lived with it all his life.
Yeah, so if you're in a deadly competition, Harry actually has dueling experience. Ron has speed, if not creativity.
McGonagall is just...
And McGonagall has everything.
It's a badass.
McGonagall's just cool as shit.
I don't know why...
McGonagall's the best character in that franchise.
Why are we choosing Hermione? Whatever. Anyway.
Because she's the smart girl's girl.
Yeah.
Even though she routinely... Well, I don't know. I don't remember enough about how she reacted to other girls. I think she had friends that were girls, but we never saw that, so... maybe we did. I don't remember.
And what were your favorite books as a teen?
All right. Let's just mark off the cliches as they go by, shall we? Well, I was a huge Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter fan.
Dang.
But in addition to those, I loved anything by Robin McKinley, especially The Hero and the Crown. Don't know that one. Garth Nix's Sabriel.
Okay.
All right. Well, obviously from the previous answer. I feel like most people who read Garth Nix in the United States read Sabriel, but not a lot of people read Garth Nix. And that could just be my personal impression. I'm not the expert on this, but I know that whenever I was like, oh, I want to read something, like, what should I read? Sabriel was always the Garth Nix books that my librarian suggested to me. You know, the little goth teenager.
Yeah.
They're like, you should read Sabriel, you'll like it. And I did, and I think it was like a solid 3.5 out of 5 for me. But
I never actually read Sabriel. I know that I had a friend in elementary school that did.
Yeah. Like, I remembered seeing it around a lot, and this is before things like BookTube and BookTalk.
Yeah.
So it was all just word of mouth.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously it wasn't as huge as something like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, but I feel like if you were, like, in the bookish fandom space, you heard about Sabriel.
If you were a little bookish nerdy kid.
Yeah. You at least heard of this book.
Yeah.
Anne Bishop's Black Jewels trilogy.
I don't know that.
Don't know that one. James Clemens' Banned and the Banished series. Don't know that one. Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials trilogy. Ding. Terry Brooks's Shannara series. Ding.
I've never heard of that one.
If you're a fantasy fan, you've heard of that one.
Okay, well, I'm not a fantasy fan, so.
And Marion Zimmer Bradley's The Mists of Avalon. Ding.
Also don't know that one.
Again, if you're into fantasy, you know that one.
Does it hurt you just a little bit that she name dropped you? That's it.
That's me. That's why I have beef. And then that's it. That's all.
That's
then
it.
that's just the preview for the next book, Crown of Midnight, which we're not going to read, so we're not going to read the preview either. And that's it. That is it.
That's it.
That's all.
That is all there is. There is no more.
There is no more.
Until I see
we
that
did
bear
it.
once more.
We made it.
We made it. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this horrific journey. We hope that you will join us.
It does not feel like it's only 404 pages.
It really doesn't. And it's not just because it took us a long time to record because we got sick and stuff. But anyway.
We got sick and we moved. And we did all kinds of shit in the...
Did we move while we were reading this book? I think we started after we moved.
Oh, well, whatever. It's been too long.
I think we were talking about doing it when we were moving.
Yeah. I think it was requested before we moved.
Yeah, and then we decided that we wanted to get settled before we started.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to have to deal with, like, a library copy and all that.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh boy. Okay, so that all happened. We made it through somehow. I'm just going to finish this sentence here. Thank you for joining us on this horrible journey. And we hope that you will join us on a far more fun and magical journey with actual good world-building characters and plot that is Cinderella Boy, which, if you're on this video, you should already know we're going to start voice acting in earnest on this channel, and we will post the first video.
And we are chomping at the bit to do this.
Ready to
We're so ready.
And the videos after the first one will be for supporters, so if you want access to those, you will need to support us on either Ko-fi, Patreon, or here as a YouTube member. We will be I guess, raffling off our copy of Throne of Glass once we've had time to annotate it.
We'll probably draw and stuff in the margins.
You will need to be in the Rose Garden Discord to be eligible.
So we're just going to ask for a show of hands.
Yeah, it's just going to be, put your name, like put a little emoji on it, and then we're just going to randomly pick somebody. So you'll need to be on the Rose Garden Discord server, which you can join even by being a free member on Patreon. So that is an option as well if you don't have money right now to join us. And I think that's about it. I already mentioned that the first video of us reading Cinderella Boy will be public, so you will get to at least get a taste of what that experience will be like, and then decide if you want the rest of it.
We sure hope you'll join us, because we're gonna definitely have some fun with it.
We're actually excited about that because we like Cinderella Boy.
We're not gonna sound like we're half dead most of the time.
We're gonna be enjoying... You're gonna hear me doing my best to be an aspiring boy band singer.
And
legitimately trying to voice act my little heart out.
I'm gonna try and not sound like myself in every role I'm in.
Like we've rehearsed, guys. Like, we've been practicing our voices.
We're gonna be trying, guys.
I'm gonna do my best.
But also, we're just excited to share our little hyperfixation with our listeners.
And you cosplay. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be so fun. So yeah, thank you. Keep growing until next time. Never make me read anything by SJM again.
Bye.